Welcome everybody to another episode of Uneducated MMA. I'm your host with the most, Juan Let's
go.
Coming back at you live with another great episode, and I'm joined by the BMF champion of the world, REG.
Let's go.
All right, now where is Justin this time?
You didn't hear?
Where's he at? Where's he at?
So I don't know what happened in that time that he left us the last time, but I guess he's been feeling like a vampire. And But he's semi-vampire. He's still kind of like human. So
Can he walk in the sunlight or no?
a little bit.
Okay.
So he's been actually like fighting off real vampires.
His son.
Got himself a sword and
Yo,
it's been crazy for him, but he's been helping us, I guess.
Yo, shout out to him, bro. Honestly, it's something about those half-breed daywalkers.
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds offensive.
I think he got bit or something. I don't know what exactly happened.
I don't know.
Maybe he was on the way out of here.
He was telling me something about like he had a weird birth. He came into this world under very peculiar circumstances when I first met him.
That's why
So
he always wears the shades.
that's why he always wears the shades, man.
Wow.
It's all coming
It all
together.
makes sense.
Shout out to Justin. Shout out to Justin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to bring you the UFC 323 recap episode. Honestly, like I would say, like a very interesting pay-per-view. Like
Definitely interesting. This pay-per-view changed MMA forever.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, you might be right. Like we got, what do we get? We got the second youngest UFC champion of all time.
Yeah.
And then we also got someone
the
who
first Asian born.
Yo, honestly, probably. I don't even know. I'd have to look that up, but I could see it. And then what else? Let's see. You have, I guess, the stopping of a crazy undefeated streak / what you could say is like the bookmark to become a GOAT. Like, I don't know if you necessarily, like, if we still have those conversations. I feel like we still do, but I don't know. But, like, man, what a card.
It was an amazing card, I think.
This is another one where you shouldn't have slept on the prelims. I felt like we had, like, fight after fight was exciting to watch, whether it was like a finish or we had just like moments where it was just like
war with Marvin Vettori, fucking as the early prelim.
Bro, early prelims, and then after that fight, we were having the same conversations the entire time. We were just like, why is this on the early prelims, bro? This is what I was saying in the last episode, where I was saying that, like, if you look at the card, like, no offense to anybody, great night of fights. I think overall everybody was. We were talking just like name value. It was surprising to me that they threw Marvin Vettori on the early prelims. Like,
maybe just to spark a little excitement.
I mean, if you
started,
I would say if you told me that he was on the early prelims, I would immediately assume that he's on his way out. And unfortunately, he did catch an L.
Yeah.
So low-key, I don't know.
It was another war.
It was another war.
You know what's funny? He still kind of looked pretty well fighting.
He's still in there, bro.
Yeah, he was still like scrapping. And
you know what it is? Is that like he's like good, but like the other guy's always just like a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got that edge. I don't know what it is. What was the one that was like? I'm trying to find it right now. This was it. The names got me.
Yeah.
Ewo versus Ebo.
Yeah.
Was a war.
Yeah.
That one was like, I love the fight where you can just like, you can post it as a
That's
whole
the one that was
clip.
quick, right?
Yeah. It was quick. It was immediate scrap. It was like Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yeah. We see people freaking lights out 3 times.
Bro, I don't even remember who was who. Ebo would knock out Ewo, and then Ewo would knock out Ebo.
But they would both get up so fast upon lights out. They just wake back up like,
It's because they would knock each other out, and then on the way down, the other punch woke them right back up, and they'd be like, I bet, and then they would knock the other guy out.
Came out on the way up and shit.
It just kept going back and forth. I was like, bro, I don't even know.
I've seen, but their lights were out each.
Yeah, no, they both.
The ref didn't stop anything. He's just but he's still up.
They accelerated the CTE immediately. They were like, no, we're gonna catch this in early. Bro, the ref. Honestly, shout out to the ref. It was funny because then you see like the differences throughout the night. But like the ref for that one was like, I'm gonna let this one rock. Like,
I was saying too, like, don't stop it. Don't stop it.
Yeah,
please don't.
I couldn't tell who was winning at the time because I was just like, man, someone's gonna die.
One of them was gonna get knocked out.
They both did.
Yeah, one of them was gonna get like you couldn't tell who was gonna.
What if it was one of those ones that's like a movie perfect finish where they both knock each other out at the same time?
That could have happened.
It's just whoever gets up first.
That might have happened, and one of them just woke up fast.
I could see that.
It was
because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like trying to recall the end of the fight, and I remember them both standing there for the decision, or not the decision, but like the announcement of who won.
Yeah.
Again, shout out. Like I don't even understand how they did it, but I gotta give the full name because the names really confuse everybody. So it was Iwo Baranowski.
Oh snap!
There we go. I got that one. Yeah, Iwo beat Ebo.
Evo versus Ebo.
I know that they paired him up. Like off of
purpose.
I'd like to think that it was off of technique, and they were like good matchup, and the names were separate. But the names to me make it. We were already talking last week or the last episode about the whole WWE kind of transformation of the UFC. This one got me though. Yeah. Like Evo versus Evo, I was like, this is what you see.
Been like matchmaking, like yo. What if we have Ewo versus Ebo? They had the funniest dad joke or something.
They had a list of names, and they're like, "Bro, you don't understand how funny this is gonna be." Because we were chilling watching the fights, and I was listening to the announcers, but like it was off to the side because I think we were having a conversation during it, and all I heard was Ebo versus Evo, and I was like, "Whoa, did he just say the same name twice? Like,
yeah,
did they?
Evo
Is it?"
Versus Evo.
I thought it was a fighter that had like how sometimes they'll have a name that it kind of sounds like the first and last name sound very similar.
Yeah.
So I thought it was something like that, but no, it was Ebo versus Ewo, and I was like, all right, word. All right, enough of Ebo versus Ebo.
I know.
It was a lot. What else do we have? I feel like at this point, we're already on top of the early prelims. So usually we go top down with the big news going down. But way we should just run through?
Yeah, we're already there.
All right, let's go through it. Let's go through
some basic prelims.
So honestly, like I said, great night of fights. We had in the early prelims, we had all first 4 fights were a finish, and then of course Marvin Vettori with the stone chin that dude got managed to make it all the way to decision. Bro, that an absolute scrap. Let's see, we had I'm not even gonna try. We had Myron Santos winning. He won by TKO. That was round 3. That was also a good scrap.
That was a good fight.
You know what's crazy is that like we were on the topic of like
Santos.
the moment I saw that last name I was like I gotta go for it.
Yeah.
We were talking about like the whole thing about like early prelims, and this is the moments where I love where you get these like fresh scraps. You look at the crowd in the background, there's like nobody in there, but then you have these guys that are just putting on an absolute war where you're like, why is this not a championship level fight? Like these guys are going after it. And then you get into like the main card, and the main card was good, but like you could definitely see that like the excitement, like there was no Ebo versus Ewo in the main card. That's all I'm saying. Like I don't know.
Those are the best ones when it is like some top fighters.
There's some no-name whatevers. And they just pull up and they're just like, yo, it's this or I'm not getting groceries.
Like, fighting for life.
I'm here to put food on the table, son. The other guys, I mean, they're still doing the same, but it's a different level.
Child hungry.
Jalen Turner beat Edson Barbosa.
Crazy.
That one was surprising to me. Bro, first of all, he retired and then decided to come back out of nowhere and then put the mitts on Edson Barbosa. Whoa. Jalen Turner, what are we doing here?
Yo, those hands look crisp.
I was not expecting it to go that way. I picked. Listen, I'll tell you right now. Everybody who follows the Instagram, follow the Instagram. You can see the pics. I put them up all the time, and then usually the day after is when I'll put like whether I did great or I did terrible. But either way, I'm gonna put them up. This time I did horrible. I don't know what it was, but every pick I did, I think for the most part, failed. This one was one. I picked Edson Barbosa just solely off the fact that he was more active to me in my brain over Jalen Turner. I felt like because he took that retirement, he took that kind of the time off. I was like, maybe he's not gonna come back as sharp. He's still kind of be like, oh, like a little half in, half out. Rusty would be the best way to explain it.
Yeah,
I was wrong. I was very wrong.
He looked better than his previous fight.
Well, I would say he's pretty good. I feel like most of the time, if I see him on a card, depending on who he's fighting, I feel like I pick him most often than not. Like even in the Renato Moicano fight, where he did the foolish error of like he thought he'd walk off KO'd and he turned around and he was still there. Like even in that fight, I was like, I feel like Jalen Turner got him low key. Like But I don't know. I was expecting that time off to kind of mess with him. But man, he put the mitts on Edson Barbosa.
It's funny when you see fights that are like that, where like it's clear that one fighter is better than the other, but he doesn't win.
Yeah,
you know, like he'll be like piecing him up the whole fight, kind of like perfect defense, and he just get caught with one crazy punch or something happens, or they get submitted when they were having a great fight. That kind of like, it's like yeah, you won, but in the back of my mind, it's like, I know he's better.
But here's my thing with that. Imagine being the fan of the guy who's getting his ass whooped the entire time and then pulls off that crazy submission.
Yeah.
That's a moment where you're like, bro, that adrenaline must be all the way to the roof. Like, I don't know. I think it's what makes the sport like so like exciting. For me, I've had my favorites knocked out. Yeah. Like submitted in front of my very eyes, like
all the time,
lost by either actual well-deserved decision or some bull, like, this is not fair kind of submission.
Yeah.
I feel like either which way, I usually will post like, all right, hats off to whoever won. Like, I feel you got to still give them that, because it's like, there's going to be moments where it happens where your boy, like your favorite, whatever, gets that W, and you're like, but it is what it is. Like,
it's funny because I've been trying to get like remain loyal to the ones that lose. Mm-hmm. Even though they'll bounce back. They're good fighters. Leon Edwards for sure. But it's like, even when Alex Pereira lost, like no, still like, even if he was to lose a second time, even when Conor McGregor went through his bad time, like I still remained a loyal fan, and I tried to, because like I'm just gonna end up being like, only going bandwagon, just going for the winners.
Yeah, I get that.
Like
I feel like I'm the same way, unless it's somebody where I'm like, something else is happening here. Yeah. Like where I'm like, you're kind of throwing this away. That doesn't happen often, but it has happened with a couple of people. I feel like for the most part, I'm like pretty loyal. Like some of the ones just make me sad, and I'm just like, I get like realistic, and then I'm like, for example, like. I wouldn't say like favorites. Like I feel like there's like a different category for him. But like a Marvin Vettori. Yeah. I like Marvin Vettori. I enjoy his fights. I feel like he does put on a lot of good action. He's usually in for a scrap. He's not one. He'll grapple if needed, but for the most part I feel like he's very like hands heavy. And I don't know. I feel like for me it gets to a point where I see him, I think, what is this, like 4 losses in a row or something like that. There's some times where I'm like, hey, listen, if you're exciting enough, keep you around. But other times I'm like, maybe it's time you get cut. And it's crazy to say, because that's basically you saying like, fire this person.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to see you keep losing. Like, I feel like, and I don't know.
The thing is like, I know it's different because you said 4 in a row, but back in like the Chuck Liddell era, GSP era, Matt Hughes, these guys were all taking losses back and forth, more wins than losses, but still taking losses here and there, going through wars, trilogies, and little matches like that. But this era is very undefeated heavy. Like they want to see like an undefeated fighter.
I think it's because it's one of those things where like now you have like everyone's trying to copy paste. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some individual paths, but for the most part, everybody's trying to go the same route. So, like, for example, there's everybody in the grandmother's trying to be double champ. Everybody in the grandmother is trying to be 20, 30, or whatever it is, because you have these icons and they get put in this pedestal that you want to reach that same level. So what do? You just want to reach the same accolades and try to beat them. I will say, like, I think everybody wants to be undefeated in any sport. Sure. In any sport, like that's just a different type of.
It's crazy
feeling.
How we mentioned GSP as like a GOAT.
Yeah,
like so a lot. Don Jones has won, right?
Technically.
Yeah,
technically.
But like, it's like
I think it's also a mentality thing. Like the ones that are crazy undefeated streak or they never took a loss ever in their record. I feel like when they lose, how they bounce back from that is how you then maybe, I guess, buy into them a little bit more. So into the main card, Merab recently, so with him, he lost. Now, he was one that was on, I think it was like 13, 14 fights or something like that. And he 4 fights this year. This was his 5th.
Crazy.
Him taking this loss, his next fight to me is the most important because I want to see how he bounces back. For me, it seems like he's somebody that is like, the hard work is still going to be there. This was something that he was happy to have, but he's still going to pursue the next thing. He just focuses on the next opponent, regardless of whether or not he has a title. So for me, like, I want to see how he does. And that's where you buy in a little bit more. Yeah. If you're able to, like, bounce back from that and not let that just kind of hang over your head, I'm cool with that. But Then you have other guys where it's like they can just never get that spark back.
Yeah, right.
You're like, what happened there? You know?
Yeah, you gotta respect it because like that bounce back is not easy for a lot of fighters. They mentally,
bro. I mean, if you're used to that,
themselves.
That's your thing. You're like the undefeated guy.
All
like,
of a sudden, like imagine Sean O'Malley just never really wins again.
Yeah,
something like that. Like,
well, he went from like saying like, oh, that one loss on the record isn't a real loss or whatever. Like, and then he got a couple more losses, and it's like, all right. Even the other day, I was watching a clip of his on his podcast where he was saying he was just like, dog, I have plummeted.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but like these last couple fights,
go fights with Marab will do that to you.
Yeah. I don't think he. I don't know, man. I feel like he definitely has like a resurgence, but I don't know if he necessarily sees his title anywhere near soon. Maybe title shot. I don't know if he gets title. That might be a little different. But who knows? Right now, we have Marab lost the title. Petr Yan is your new Bantamweight champion.
Crazy.
You would have to have a situation where I feel like Sean O'Malley beats Song Yadong.
Yeah.
And maybe even one more. I don't know. And then maybe he'll be able to fight. Because he did beat Petr Yan.
He beat Petr Yan. So you think he deserves a title shot there? If he beats your...
You got it?
Yeah.
Where's the...
Your dog?
Song Yadong.
Song Yadong. I almost mixed the words.
Yeah. If he beats him in like a crazy fashion, like if he just goes out there and somehow smokes him, then like
realistically,
maybe.
He's only lost to Marab of recent.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I would say that
was the champion both times.
Yeah.
He beat the now champion.
But it is one of those things of like now we're entering that realm of like, all right, well, he did only lose those couple of times, but at the same time, it is like we saw you lose pretty convincingly. So it wasn't a thing where like you lost, but it wasn't that bad. No. You got kind of dusted, my friend. Like you didn't have answers for anything that was coming your way. So that's where I'm like, I don't know.
The Petr Yan fight, beating him was like, it might change something because he already, like, I couldn't beat Marab, but I was able to beat the current champion.
True.
I don't know.
It's a way to way to market yourself. Yeah. That'll definitely give you. It's a way for him to kind of like post
better chance, especially depending on how he wins this next fight.
Because so looking at it right now, Petr Yan's the champion. We got Marab as number 1 because he just lost. You got Umar sitting at 2, who's already scheduled to fight Figgy. And then you got Sean O'Malley and at 3, Corey Sanderhagen at 4, and then Song sitting at 5. I would say,
why is Umar fighting so low?
Honestly, I think it's one of those things, man, is when you lose in a fashion that like the fans lose faith in you, I think that the UFC has to kind of like, all right, let's try to mix things up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. But didn't he win his last fight?
I believe so. But either way.
Yeah. But Rob was just a menace to that whole fucking... Everybody has to reset real quick. Everybody regroup.
Yeah. He beat Mario Bautista. But then, I don't know, man. That was still him fighting down, though.
So it's crazy. So maybe... So Umar can't get the shot yet because he's going to be fighting.
What do you got? Do they have it?
We haven't seen Umar and Peter... Nah, sorry. Umar and... Umar's number 2.
Yeah, he's number 2 right now.
We gotta give him a title shot after that. If he wins that,
I would say so. That's what I'm saying. It's a fresh matchup. It's something that I could see happening next. But I don't know necessarily what the plans are for that because like
O'Malley Sanhagen.
Let me see.
I don't know. That's tough.
I think that would be a good fight. I think that was one that a lot of people would be excited to see.
You can't have these guys both fighting and have Petr Yan waiting forever.
Unless. It's tricky because I think everybody and their grandmother wants to be on the White House card, and I know that's key. The thing is it's. I feel like we keep talking about it, but it's because every single time there's a pay-per-view, it's more people that want to be on it in terms of like trying to set up their schedule. Because remember, now we're getting close.
Yeah.
We're almost at the end of the year, so that means that's only like 6 or so months away. Because I think it's either going to happen in June or maybe top of July. I don't really know yet. Because I don't know if it's going to happen on the 4th, which is a Saturday, if they're going to want to do it the weekend before. Because I was hearing that there's like some issues with the scheduling of it all. But according to Trump, who I saw in a clip.
Yeah, talk about what?
He was like, yo, gonna have 8 or 9 title fights. I was like, 8 or 9.
8
First
or
of all,
9,
there's
wait.
8 weight classes total. You can include the BMF, but the schedules don't all line up that day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm like.
We're gonna have all title fights.
I mean, unless they're gonna change the
That would be the greatest thing. The greatest card of all time.
They're like, we got to make sure that everyone's schedules are open for it. I don't know if they're going to necessarily do it, but according to him, they're going to have all the fights. But I think that that's going to be something you have to consider because, all right, you have now a 6-month window. We already have, let's say, the first 2 months already have a title fight. We have one in January, at the end of January, and then we have one in February. All right, cool. We're going to have probably one a month. So that means only really like maybe 2 or 3 champions are going to be available for it. I guess maybe.
True.
I don't know, man, because you have Max and Charles that are about to kill each other. So I don't know, depending on how that goes, whether or not one of them is going to be well enough to then fight also at the White House. So that's the whole mix of like, I don't know what the schedules look like. If Petr Yan's going to want to fight beforehand, does Merab get the rematch? Is that what's next? So that's where I'm.
Petr Yan doesn't want to. Was saying that he feels like he needs to earn it again.
So I can see where he says that, but at the same time, like. Here's where I this gets to like murky waters, right?
Muddy waters.
The first good call. The first
just heard that album recently.
the first time that they fought, Merab in a way kind of just walked over him. Yeah. Like there wasn't really, but again,
we picked him up.
It dumped him
but in front of Dana White.
That was one of the big moments where it was just like him proving like this is how easy this is to me. So like after that fight, I think a lot of people kind of wrote off Petr Yan. They were just like, all right, now you got to go back to the.
Yeah.
I do feel like
y'all did this to me.
I don't know about you, but I do feel like I would say he beat him either 4 rounds to 1, or you can even give him all 5 rounds. I don't know what DC was watching. There were a few times that I tuned into what the commentary team was saying. DC was like arguing with you know how they post like on Twitter, like who's like what they're scoring. He's arguing with those people like, what are you guys watching right now? But I didn't see what he was seeing with Merab. Like I feel like I was seeing like
I saw a different Merab this fight.
I saw Merab was trying his best and he just wasn't doing enough. I don't know if that necessarily, and this is one of the things I wanted to bring up, is like I don't know if that has to do with the fact that this is his 5th fight in 1 year. My man takes no breaks.
Well, it's a lot of wear and tear. And I bet he gets injuries. I bet he doesn't. He just fights.
The weight cuts, he looks terrible every single time. So I don't know if it's just like he's putting his body through so much that when he gets to this point, it's just like, bro, he's already like gassed out. And I don't know if
imagine his organs after this many.
Dude,
weight cuts.
I feel like he's one of those people that finds himself in a weird spot where. I don't know if he can necessarily, maybe with the way he fights, if he can move up to 145, he may have to stay at 135. But those weight cuts are killing him. So, like, I don't know if the career is going to be that long, you know? Maybe.
He's a little break.
I'm scared for him.
He just needs a little break.
Every time I look at it, it's when he's there and his eyes are like sunken in and his cheekbones are just like showing. He's just like, I'm the great. I'm like,
yeah, he's
I'm like Merab.
Skeleton man, yeah.
Merab, no.
Remember when Carter was skeleton?
It's scary, bro.
It looks crazy.
There's a few photos of fighters out there that like where you're just like, you should not have been.
Yo, what was the other one that
Max
was
Holloway looks terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Max Holloway is used as a meme a lot where you just see him like there's like a war flashback and it's just him on like dude, standing on the scale. His face is just fully just disheveled. He is so just done.
What is those?
I wonder how rehydrating. I feel like I got to see if there's interviews out there. Maybe we'll get a fighter in here. We'll talk to him. Like, what does the rehydrating process feel like? Like, is it enjoyable or does that also kind of suck? Like, your body's so used to not having liquids.
Just pissing every 2 seconds.
Oh, bro. Yeah, that's like breaking the seal to the worst extent. Because I know that, like, it seems like right when they get off the scale, like right when they go to the curtain, they're handed, like, here, start rehydrating immediately.
Yeah.
But I wonder whether, like, if it's a fun process because you're just like you're so hungry and thirsty that you want it, but then is your body like going to accept it? I don't know.
You gotta like
Anatomy of a Fighter. Look it up on YouTube. Great channel. We got it. But getting back to Merab and Peter, I feel like Petr. I don't know. I don't know if Petr gets to necessarily decide. I feel like as a champion, you do get some clout as to who you get next, and I do feel like he did beat Merab somewhat convincingly, and Merab took a whooping, bro. I'm not gonna lie, so he may have to sit out a little bit just in case.
A little bit, man.
But I can see that
I see both arguments, honestly.
I can see Petr Yan, if he wants to come back early, he'll be back in March. If not, it'll be April. But either way, that's still before the White House. And depending on how that fight goes, I don't know if he necessarily goes on the White House card again. I could also see a situation where Sean O'Malley does beat Song Yadong in such a convincing fashion that you get the rematch between him and Petr Yan at the White House. So you can ice him for a few months and have him wait out and then see if you go that way.
Also, like, I feel both sides, but like at the same time, but like I feel like the Merab, what he has done in this division, like he can't be treated like an O'Malley or like oh yeah, you got to earn it again. Like, bro, he just dominated the whole division, beating every fighter several times.
You know what it is. I say, unless you figure out, because it's weird, because I don't want to say you use an excuse, but unless you figure out that he was like injured or something like that happened, and you have this weird, like, I think out of like champion respect, you should get another crack at it, because then you run into the weird thing of like Dricus du Plessis, right? He lost his belt to Hamza, and that one was one where that one was a bad fight where everybody was like, man, you couldn't do anything at all. But he just finished, like beforehand, everyone was like, yo, but he did this, that, and the third. He look at the resume, and then he lost that out weight.
He didn't beat Hamza yet. It's a little different.
It is different.
Because Merab beat everyone.
You know what? If Merab,
which is first loss in fucking
I feel like
13 fights.
I feel like you can't ask Merab. You have to ask his doctor. I feel like he will tell you yes immediately, but you can't. You have to ask the doctor. But I feel like if he's ready to go, you have them fight in like March, and then winner of that fights again at the White House. Because I feel like bantamweight is exciting enough that you can have that be at the White House, in my opinion. Yeah. I feel like that's one of the staples. But I feel like, what do you think you're going to do? 2, 3 belts?
Something like that.
I think they got to do 3.
At least the full main card.
Who's here's my thing.
Entire main card.
I think the way you do it, but it's not, because it's tricky, because like, bro, I feel
what about Tom Aspinall's eye? Is he ready? Is he going to be ready?
Because here's my thing. You have 3, if you did 3 belts, and this is where I'm like, all right, who's the first fight? Is it? Because here's my thing, and this is unfortunate. If it's any of the women's champions, it's that one. They get that spot. If it's a Valentina or whatever, that's that spot that you get. If it's not though, out of like the men's champion, like what does that lineup look like? Like who would you put like? I feel like the most exciting division right now to me is welterweight. So 170, I feel like that's main. Like Islam Makhachev, like that gets number 1. That's priority.
Yeah.
Unless John Jones, Tom situation.
But then what about Alex going up?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, what if that? And then Tom's eye, and then what if Selgan wins the rematch?
And then what if Waldo knocks out Derek Lewis? Because that's getting him a title shot.
The heavyweight division's getting exciting.
It's getting exciting right now.
The first time.
You know what it is that there was like a week and a half of like only a week and a half of like no knockouts. Because like again, Tom Aspinall has a total of 5 minutes in the octagon leading up to his most recent fight.
Right.
And even then, the fact that they just went through like a round or something like that, everyone was like, "This is whack."
Yes, they broke.
So I feel like with heavyweight, unless you're getting dusted within the first like 2.5 minutes, people are like whack, which is not true at all. But it is getting exciting again. But I don't know.
Waldo's getting knockouts out here, climbing the ranks,
bro. The amount of
Lewis, man.
All I'm saying is the amount of clips that I've been seeing, because like, bro, you have no idea the amount of podcasts that I listen to that I'm a fan of, that I follow, that they're all talking about MMA and this and the third. Waldo had a lot of haters.
Yeah,
Waldo had a lot of haters because listen, we were giving him constructive criticism. Where we were like, listen, you got to be a little bit more excited. You can't be taunting people and you're fighting like this. Yeah. Like you're still winning, but you're doing a lot right now. You're not really showing it. Yeah. So we were like, we were rooting for him. We were like, hey, don't do too much now.
You gotta sharpen them skills a little.
Exactly. we were talking about sending him 2-3 years or something. Trying to figure it out.
You should have trained with the what's it called? Well, at least at like a top gym right now.
Bro, honestly, I want the collab to happen. Him and Poatan. Send him to go train with the Brazilians in Connecticut.
Bro, that's
like
what
it's
I'm
right there,
saying,
bro. And he goes to Connecticut. He goes trains with the team.
Dominicans there too, bro.
Yo, he'll be chilling, bro. I feel like that's where we send him. He gets really sharp. That left gets powerful. Powerful.
Because you know he's doing whatever. He just traded with his uncle.
No, because he's right there. Especially because
just like red. You know how
he's like, yo, my Theo was a heavyweight back. If he. I would feel like that would be a good idea for him to sharpen the striking. And then for me, it works out both ways. Alex wants to move up to heavyweight. He gets another heavyweight to train with. You know what I'm saying? They help each other out. And then later on down the roads, they fight for the belt together. I don't know, man. I'm with it all. I'm with it all. I would it'd be one
I
of the.
would hate to see him get knocked out,
bro.
Like I'm afraid of a Shogun head kick.
Yo,
head kick or a knee.
We were watching him versus Sergey Pavlovich, and my heart was racing.
Yeah.
So I was like, please God, don't let the Russian do it, man. Don't let him just absolutely obliterate him, bro. Because we were talking about Sergey Pavlovich, and even before I think the Tom Aspinall fight was the only time where we saw him kind of like look a little. Actually, I guess after that was also the Volkov fight, but for the most part, he was dropping bombs on people. Yeah. He was putting people to sleep. I was like, if he lands a clean one, I don't know, man. I feel like I haven't seen Waldo
be throwing that fastball fucking punch,
bro.
He just kind of.
Derek Lewis is another one that I'm worried about, though, when it comes to that stuff where I'm just like, bro, there's a couple people where I'm like, it should be all right.
Because these guys are well experienced as well. He's very still fresh to this.
Yeah.
That's the only part where, like, he hasn't learned from his mistakes as much yet.
Yeah.
That's why losses are important.
They are, because then you take from them, you learn, you adapt. It's like, that's my thing with him. That's what I'm saying, like, constructive criticism. We got to send him to a better camp.
I'll never
figure out.
Not keep my hands up when defending. You know what I'm saying? Or blocking, whatever.
Yeah, because my thing is like he's winning by decisions, but I want him to win by more exciting fashion.
Yeah, those two. Wasn't that 2 knockouts?
There's 2 knockouts in a row, bro. 2 knockouts in a row.
He started to pick it up a little bit.
That's what I'm saying is it was an eye poke into the knockout, and then a week and a week and a half notice flight from Arizona or whatever to Qatar.
Yeah,
and he dust the dude in a round and a half, or in a minute and a half.
He's Dominican, like fuck it.
Yo,
go to Qatar.
Energy, bro. That's what you need, bro. Shout out to him.
It's like someone that he doesn't need to fight. Like not even like what rank was he when he fought him?
So when he fought him, he was at 5. And he was fighting way down. Like, the Shamil was like 10.
Bro, you didn't have to go to Qatar to go fight this guy.
No.
You fought 4 times this year.
You know what? I will say this. Besides the paycheck, it definitely helped a lot with his image. Because like I said, like
true.
Before the first one was one where everybody was like, oh, Waldo. Oh, he's cooking over here. The first knockout, because remember, it was decisions galore, and then he goes up against Sergey Pavlovich, and he loses by decision. So it's like another decision, like, ending, but he lost that one.
Yeah,
but it was another one people were like, all right. Gets that first knockout, and I was like, oh, who's this guy?
Yeah.
And then they find out, short notice, he's a replacement. In like a week, flies to Qatar and just smokes him in a round and a half. And Shamil has like this like cult like following in the MMA space on Twitter. So like that one was one that got a lot of buzz and a lot of news. So then that's when I started seeing everybody turn. That's when I was like, oh, okay. And it was funny because like beforehand, if you what was it? It was
it's funny because while we're like being big fans, everybody's starting to hate on him.
It was hating. Beforehand, like I said, I was listening to all these podcasts and all these shows. They were just talking so much smack about him, bro. They were just hating on him to the point where, like, people were like, I remember watching. Shout out to Boys in the Back. It's like Ariel Helwani's production team. They have their own podcast called Boys in the Back, and GC was saying on it where he was just like, if it was right before the Qatar fight.
GC?
That's the name of one of the guys. He was saying like if Waldo wins by any way, he's like, I'm #1 bandwagon fan. I will be leading the charge in this. And then after that, he was like, all right, he won. I'm a fan. So he started looking into him, and he found out that Waldo also had a baseball career. He's hunting down one of Waldo's jerseys so he could rock it on the show.
That's so good.
And I feel like that's a level of dedication we need to have. We need to get a Waldo jersey.
A Waldo jersey.
Right here, bro. Because all the UFC merch is trash. I'm not buying any of that. Back to UFC 323. Let's lock in.
Yeah.
I don't know what's necessarily going to be next for that. We have basically, I feel like it's 3 options. We have a rematch with Merab, or we have the winner of Figgy and Umar, or the winner of Sean O'Malley and Song Yadong. I don't know. No day. I feel like his name is just, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those. It just goes, it flows, man. Shout out to Song Yadong.
Yeah. It rhymes.
Yeah. You got those three options, and I don't know which one necessarily merits the first shot. I think Merab.
It's kind of like, it reminds me of not the welterweight, middleweight.
No, I would say, middleweight. Yeah, where there's like 3 or 4 people that are just like,
anybody could just be like,
who's it gonna be?
We got, is that the one with Justin Gaethje in them?
No, that's lightweight. You got it.
I think it's that one still. The one with Kamaru Usman.
That'd be welterweight. So that's the one that you're thinking of.
Yeah,
where you have Islam as the champ, you have Michael Morales, you have Ian Gary, you have Carlos Pratas, and then out of nowhere you have Kamaru Usman.
Yes,
like one of these guys is getting the title shot. I don't know who. It's kind of like that same thing where you have this kind of pool of like, all right, who's next? I think the main thing to kind of circle. I don't know how many circles we went in, but to circle back to this one.
We're gonna circle back to
in terms of timeline, it's now to White House. And it's you either get one or you get two. You either get it all the way. You either do it all the way at the White House, or you get one in between, and then another one at the White House, if possible. Because like I said, I think right now I would say welterweight, bantamweight, and I don't. The thing is with lightweight is I don't know. A lot of the thing is with lightweight is like that's the one with Justin Gaethje where he's fighting Paddy Pimblett in January. Timeline would work out that they'd be able to fight again in not December at the White House in D.C. But then you have that kind of situation where you have Ilya Topuria who's out handling his business, may or may not be a divorce. I don't know. And what that timetable looks like, I don't know. So if does he come back or not? So I don't know who. Again, Trump said all 8 to 9 of them are going to be fighting, so we'll see. We'll see who's next for that.
I was about to say like he needs to just fight, but like I get it though. You don't want that extra bag being taken from you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen.
Imagine losing that Paramount bag.
I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, right. Off a divorce.
Off a divorce. I think with Ilya, he's gonna ride this wave, let things kind of calm down. He's still gonna be training in the meantime, and they'll make an announcement when the time is ready. I feel like hopefully it is by the White House because he's gonna be one of the most exciting ones.
He reminds me of like a medieval king or something. Like I can see him just being like the. I don't know, bro. Like the way he carries himself is like royalty in some way.
Okay.
Like, I can just picture him in like being like a Spanish king of like Game of Thrones.
I get what you mean.
Game of Thrones had like
I get what you mean. He's very like in the most respectful way I guess I can say it. He's very sure of himself. Like he's very confident. Like he walks into a room
like
and
young king.
He already knows that he's there. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he could walk in a room with heavyweights and he still feel like, nah, I'm good. Like whatever happens, I'm good. Which is intriguing because I don't know. I feel like
a Canelo walks.
Kind of like that too. I feel like you get to a certain point where you've knocked out enough people. Where you're like, I'm confident in my skills in any room. It's like the same.
No one on this earth. Like, you really feel like a small percentage of the planet Earth can really like.
It's the whole thing with Dana White saying, if you were to lock John Jones in a room, John Jones walking out, no matter who you put in that room with him. It's like that kind of situation where you have like that energy where you're like, I don't care who you put in here with me, I'm walking out this room. Yeah. Like no matter what goes on, I'm walking out. So I feel like I get what you with that. I don't see royalty king, I guess, but I
think his image, the way he looks.
In me, I think it's because I've been watching a lot of Narcos recently. I think immediately, I think like Hitman, kind of Sicario, but like your own. It's somehow like your own boss, but you do your own hits.
He definitely, true.
You know what I'm saying?
He does remind me of like a Spanish plug of some sort. That has no problems shooting first.
Okay. It's like
being sold.
You watch Breaking Bad?
Nah, I haven't.
Then I can't make the connection. Anyway, Alexander Pantoja loses his title to Joshua Van, making Joshua Van the second youngest UFC champion, right behind John Jones. And I think, honestly, by a few months, which is nuts.
Crazy.
And honestly, shout out to him.
Yeah, man.
We ain't gonna hate on it. Life.
We wanted him to win.
Life be lifing. I picked Pants. Personally, we're gonna keep saying the nickname. I need that to stick. I picked Pantoja to win, but life be life, and the universe works in mysterious ways for whatever reason or another. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't watched the fight, pretty much what happened in a very short amount of time, only like I think 2 or 3 strikes were basically thrown. Pantoja then throws a head kick towards Joshua Van. Joshua Van catches said head kick. He just kind of like tries to basically push Pantoja back to get him to fall backwards. When that happens, Pantoja goes to go post with his arm to catch himself. And bro, by the way, they did not need to zoom in slow-mo 47 times. Bro, so many times. What you basically see is like, it looked like his forearm detached from the rest of his arm. Like his shoulder... his shoulder was good, but the elbow went that way.
Like twisted.
Yeah, I hate when we don't need to see, when the bones break and they need to slow, but like Uriah Hall, that whole thing, I didn't need to see him when he snapped Chris Weidman's leg. I didn't need to see that whole, they showed it so many times. Conor McGregor, his leg, I didn't need to see that 40 times. Yeah. You guys need to chill with that. They wanted to show it a bunch. They did show it a bunch. So now we know the angle. Even though afterwards they kept saying that it was his shoulder dislocated.
Because Dana White said it was actually his shoulder. But then, like, he personally came out after. It was just like, nah, it was my elbow.
Son, the world saw his elbow detach from the rest of his arm.
You can't tell me.
He's like, I was a shoulder. Like, I saw it go that way and this goes that way.
Maybe it was both, because that looked pretty bad.
Both, it'd be like, damn.
Because he landed pretty bad.
Yeah.
I could see where the shoulder could have still, like, got injured in that.
I feel like if you're Joshua Van, you're in a weird spot. You don't gloat that much, but you definitely go like, yeah, I'm the champ. Like, I'm the champ now. You accept it. You accept the role. You don't look back. You don't make excuses. You respect Pantoja for the way he handled it, where he's like, listen, this sport is wild. Things happen. All respect to him. He's going to be a great champion. I will be back. I will be fighting back for my title. So whenever he's back, he's ready to go. He gets that shot.
Van was saying that he's for the rematch. Like, he's so down for a rematch.
So I wanna know this, like, in terms of his healing, how long that's gonna be, because I wonder if they're gonna have Joshua Van fight beforehand, and I wonder
he has to.
If you were to guess, do they have him fight before Pantoja is healed?
Yeah.
Now, do you think that he will still be champion by the time Pantoja is healed? Do you think that he has what it takes to hold on to the belt until then? Let's say he's out for 6 months, White House.
I wonder who else can even beat him.
So, sitting right now, Tatura Taira, after that Brandon Moreno win, he seems to be the #1 contender.
That would be a good fight.
Yeah. There's another guy who I just became familiar with him because I saw him fight like a couple weeks ago, and I know that he's apparently used to be a UFC fighter, left the organization, became champion in other organizations, and then he came back. What is his name? Hold on, I gotta find him right now. Kyoji Horiguchi, that guy. So apparently he's sitting right now at #8, but he's got a lot of clout outside, I guess, of America. He used to fight in the UFC, left, and then he came back, got a bunch of belts, and basically was like, I'm going to go fight back in the UFC. So I don't think he left it on bad terms. I guess he didn't lose his belts like that. So that's somebody who I also was being told and like listening to might be somebody who's next. But I think what's going to end up happening is you're going to have the situation where the UFC now has Joshua Van from Myanmar, and then you have Tatsuro Taira, who's from Japan, and then you have Horiguchi, who I believe is also from Japan. So I wonder if it's going to be a situation where you're going to have them all trying their best to go into a direction where they're going to have this in a more Asian location, and then with that comes planning and time. So, like, when does that all take place? Like, does that happen again? We're talking about these next 6 months.
Dana White did say it would be a great idea to have this in like a Japan card.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they can make it quick, and now that they got crazy bread from the Paramount deal, if they can make it into a situation where in like 4 or 5 months they do it right before the White House card, I don't think anybody would be upset to fight on a crazy card in Japan and miss out on the White House card. Even though we keep talking about how historical and everything this one's going to be, I think that would also be a very big and monumental moment to go back to Japan and have a big card there. So I don't know how they're going to play this one.
Right. I was actually just looking up the elbow dislocation recovery.
I thought you were looking up the video again so you can watch it for a 48th time. Okay.
But it was like, it says a couple weeks if it's a dislocated elbow, several months if it requires surgery.
Got you. Okay.
So it all depends. I don't know. Did he tear ligaments in the
we can see him back soon, and Pantoja's a dog, so I feel like with him, like if he feels good, he'll take the precautions needed, but he'll get back in there sooner rather than later. And I feel like he's skilled enough that like I hope he doesn't, but like even dealing with a little minor ache and pain here and there, I feel like he'd be willing to tough through it to get that title back. I feel like he works so hard to get it that he doesn't want to see that thing go.
But that's like when it comes to fighting, that an elbow's very necessary.
Very necessary for a lot of things, bro. A
lot of different things.
That's where I'm like, I want to know how long it's going to be for him to heal. Hopefully everything goes well, and it is only a couple weeks, and it's something where it's just like this freak accident, pop it back in, you should be good to go in a couple weeks. But you never know when it comes to this stuff. They're going to have to do like MRIs and all kinds of stuff, make sure his ligaments and things are good. So
right, that should look like it twisted completely. Like,
bro, I just every time even right now, I'm thinking about the video where I'm like, it just so many replays. Why did you replay it? They had every angle. They even hit you with the ref cam of the angle. I was like, I didn't need to see it. Just hit like every time. I'm just like, bro, why did you do it?
It's a loose limb.
Shout out to him, bro. He took it like a champ. Right after he was in the sling and he was giving his message to the people like, I will be back. I'm gonna get better. Don't worry, I'll be back. And then when it comes to Joshua Van, I honestly kind of want to see him fight sooner rather than later because I do feel like that was fairly quick. And it's one of those things if I want to see him active, just because like I don't want him to get the belt and then have a half a year layoff. I feel like that's kind of whack.
Yeah.
I want him to have the belt, maybe fight on a few months.
To fight somebody.
Because now let's keep going down the card. Like I said earlier, Tatsuro Taira beat Brandon Moreno. For me, that was the number one contenders match to go to, or number one contenders fight to go to the main event, into them basically seeing who merits it more. Brandon Moreno, former champion, but he's already fought Pantoja a bunch of times and lost. If Joshua Van wins, it's a fresh matchup. If Tatsuro Taira wins, regardless of who becomes the champion, doesn't matter to me. We're gonna give you the shot. So when it comes to this one, it was one of those things where like I didn't know. I know, right over here. I didn't know who was gonna come out on top, because for me, I picked Brandon Moreno. I felt like experience and I don't even know how to word it. Experience and knowledge in the octagon to me beat the youth that Tatsuro Taira was bringing in. Not that Brandon Moreno was old, but in the sense of like, I don't know. He just knows more. He's been in situations where he can kind of finesse a little bit more. Unfortunately, I was very wrong. Very, very wrong. Tatsuro Taira ends up beating Brandon Moreno via ground and pound strikes. Very interesting back and forth for like a solid 2 rounds, but he ended up coming back. Tatsuro Taira, I think, will be next for the title, and he didn't really take any sort of a beating, any sort of damage. Right. I feel like he
looked the same.
Yeah. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Literally after the like several rounds.
I'd like to just say, listen, I totally understand in this world, in this day and age, things said can be a little crazy. But I'm over here just quoting Tatsuro Taira, and Ricky's over here giving me all kinds of lips saying I'm saying all kinds of crazy stuff. And I'm like, he literally says, I'm so happy, thank you, at the end of the fight. And the fight's ending, and they're getting ready. And I'm like, watch, he's going to say it. He's going to say it. And they start interviewing him. He's not saying it. Like, oh, you're making me look bad. You're making me look bad. And then he drops it. I was like, see, I told you. I told you he'd be saying it.
This is his thing.
Dog, it's so funny. But I think he'll be next, and I think that they're going to run that one soon. I think that since they don't have anything booked right now.
That helps his, his signature, he's marketable a little bit now.
Yeah, he is. I think people now know. I think beforehand, people were already giving Joshua Van his, clout. I think Tatsuro Taira was also on the come up. It's kind of a situation where I feel like they were both, not prelim fighters, but they kind of were, fight night fighters. Like, they weren't pay-per-view yet. And if they were on the prelims, but they were fight night fighters. So if you're watching regularly, you knew who they were. Right. But now that they have one has a belt and the other one's going to start being talked about in terms of going for the belt, you might have a situation where they're now going to become superstars. I think Joshua Van fits it very well. I think the issue with Tatsuro Taira, and I think it's an issue that a lot of people have, if you don't speak English very well, I feel like in the U.S. at least, you're not incredibly marketable, because it doesn't the people don't retain it. But then there's some people that are able to they're able to clout their way through that.
Yeah.
Alex Pereira, Chama is all that's needed. That's all that's needed, and
certain characters like
Charles Oliveira does not speak English. He's
Slightly.
a huge fan favorite.
Yeah.
Huge fan favorite. I think that there's a thing of like if your skills like show themselves, then you're able to just kind of pull up and nobody cares. You have the guys that like want to work on their English and that way it kind of helps them a little bit better. It's like I'd say like Islam and Khabib were exciting, but the fact that they were able to speak English as well as they were, they definitely helped them connect a little bit more with U.S.
like
fans.
Their accents like really like people find it like kind of funny.
I think that people just like
these guys are awesome. Like,
I think it adds to like the whole thing of when you watch movies and you have like a like either I don't know. To me it leans more towards like this like villain kind of thing where you're like, man, this guy's so scary. He's unstoppable. You always go to like the Rocky movies. That's Drago. You know what I'm saying? Like you lean towards that, and that's kind of where I feel like that brings it. Especially because they're just murdering everybody.
They don't even know. They won't even like know who the other fighter is, and they're just like U.S. You hear it in the background. It's like,
my favorite is when they were doing that with I forget who it was. It was Bilal versus somebody else, and they were like, Bilal's from Chicago.
Yeah.
They're like, what are you saying right now? But yeah, I think that is a factor when it comes to it of like breaking through the U.S. where like it's insane to me because then you look outside and they have such a huge fandom. Like the fact that we go over to like an Abu Dhabi or something like that and everyone's losing their minds when Islam comes out or they're losing their minds when a Hamza comes out. Or like over here, sometimes you'll see that it's kind of a back and forth between that guy and the other guy who's fighting. So who knows, man? I just think that they should have Joshua Van fight sooner rather than later. Get his name continuously out there, build up that superstar so that later on you have that monumental fight when Pantoja eventually comes back. Because that's going to be when he wants to get back regardless. I say even if Joshua Van was to lose the title, depending obviously on how he loses it, but for the most part, let's say it's a good scrap and he loses the belt, whatever it happens, he honestly could probably fight one or two more times and he'll be right back in that circle. So you want to make sure that name value is still there.
Right.
That's big, the big key right there for that for sure.
Sure.
So all right, so I guess we already went through these three.
Yeah.
Because honestly, for Brandon Moreno, I feel like he just took a hit, man. Like now you're in an interesting spot though. You did just lose. You got finished in that fight, but there's a new champion. You have never fought him before. You have a path now. You need maybe two more because your name is still there. Your ranking didn't take too much of a hit. So you should be able to at least fight like two or three more times. And I can see Brandon Moreno getting back in a title kind of picture.
Who did he fight against? The same people he's always fought?
It's one of those things when you get to that point where you're in the division this long, you're going to have to. But like as long as they have a number that's higher than yours, it doesn't matter. And if you make the fight exciting enough, you can bypass, you know? So it also just depends on like, Joshua Van, I feel like, hasn't fought a lot of the guys that are in the top five. So for him, besides Brandon Royval, like I feel like who's also fighting in this upcoming Saturday fight night, I don't know.
Oh, there's another one.
There's another one. Fight night. Last one of the.
Okay. I was
fight,
gonna hit you up and see what's up, but like.
Yeah, last one of the years of fight night that's coming up. Yeah. Brandon Royval is basically gonna fight in that. He's fighting in that one, but I don't think that's gonna be a contender fight. For me, that's him staying in that top three spot that he needs to be in so that he can get maybe one more and then he'll fight. I feel like that's mainly due to the fact that he lost to Joshua Van, even though it was ladies and gentlemen, award show's coming up soon, in what could have been the fight of the year. So fan favorite, maybe people want to see it again, but again, with the way we were talking about Merab and Petr Yan, like I don't know if you can merit that. Like, yeah, you had a great fight, but you lost. Can you rematch off of it, or is the next guy going to take it because they haven't even fought yet? Which one do people want to see more? Which one makes more sense? Yada, yada, yada. Again, here in the White House, what are we going to see? I don't know. Because I also feel like some of the fights that we have that are coming up in January and February, those people can fight again. Like I don't think it's going to be a situation where they take so much damage where they're not able to fight again.
You got people fighting 4 times, 5 times a year.
Yeah, Doc. I mean, you gotta do what you can when the opportunity is there. It's a short career that you got.
How many times have Kevin Holland fought last year?
467. I feel like he fought twice on every fight night. No, I think he fought like 4 times like usually he fights 3 to 4 times. I feel like a year for the last like 2 or 3 years he's done that. He's very active. Because some of the fights, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not like he win or lose. It's not like he takes a whole lot of damage. Right. Like there be ones where like he'll lose to submission or he'll lose via decision and things like that. But it's not like Yeah, I feel like I never really saw Kevin Holland in a situation where it's like, yo, he looked like he got dusted, like, or he's taken so much like wear and tear on like the face or anything like that. Like I feel like for the most part after a fight, I see him on Instagram and he's usually chilling. He's like, I'll be back in a couple months.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna go chill for a little bit. I'll be back. I'm gonna hang out at the pool and then we'll be back. So depending on who you are, like it could work out well for you. Like I'd say Merab for the most part, it was an exhaustion thing for him rather than a damage thing. I don't think any one of his fights this year he took damage the way he did in this one. Like Yan was cleaning him.
Bro.
That liver kick was loud and it looked bad. I thought he was going to drop off of that. I thought it was over. I thought he was going to get finished after that liver kick because the way he like crunched up, I was like, he's going to get him with the follow-up shots. Yeah.
Rob usually like can handle that.
Nope.
And like even like days after too, his face is still fucked up.
Yeah, I saw him looking like a prune with sunglasses on. I think it was this morning. I was just like,
crazy.
Jesus Christ! I mean, it happens, bro. He was getting Petr Yan. Like his whole thing. This is why, like beforehand, like, even though I picked Merab because of the way the first fight went, the whole thing with Petr Yan, like he's very good when it comes to like takedown defense, but also the fact that Muay Thai is his thing. So if he's able to stuff that takedown and you get into any sort of clinch situation, whether it's in it or breaking from it, he's landing a couple that are going to hurt.
Yeah.
So that's why I knew it. Like, if you get within kicking distance, you got to watch out for that body shot. I wasn't expecting a liver kick to look that bad, though. But, he's a problem.
I seen that he was doing, like, a lot of elbows to the forearms when they were clinched.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that would, like, affect them when grappling later on and stuff.
Bro, they had a whole game plan of, like, if Merab does this, you go here. If he does this, you go there. Like, they showed it afterwards. They literally had, like, a whole tree chart of everything. Like, if he does this, go here. If he does this, go there. So they knew how to, like, systematically, I guess, break him down. We'll go there.
That's the only way to do it. That's how you beat a machine.
Yeah, I think they were expecting a decision. I don't think that, like, if they could finish him, they could finish him. But, like, I think they were expecting to go all the way to decision. So their whole thing was like, all right, we have to make sure that he's not, like how everybody says, better in round 4 and 5. That actually by round 4 and 5, he's so tired and defeated that we can actually take over. I'm going to be honest with you. I think they had it done by round 2. I think by round 2, they already kind of knew, like, where things were going. And 3, 4, and 5 were just kind of, like, icing on the cake. They were really just able to execute their game plan. I feel like Merab like was trying, but like I think it was like landed 2 out of like 20 something takedown attempts.
Well, the first fight,
crazy.
I think he attempted a 49 or something like that.
And he landed a lot of them because he apparently Yan was injured in the first fight. I don't know how true that is. I don't know like if it was a hand injury or something like that, but I do know that he was not 100%. So Merab being Merab and also being a fresher Merab than 4 fights into the year Merab, he was able to take advantage of that, and it was takedown after takedown after takedown after takedown and just like dominate. So that's why you see, this is where I'm saying where like I don't know if you necessarily have that third fight like right away because you do have Merab dusting him, but then Yan dusted him. But then Yan had to go back to the drawing board and get a 3-fight win streak to then get back.
But this is Merab, though.
I know.
This like he's
like 2 weeks ago, everyone was
dusting the whole division.
The
it's not even like he's struggled in the division and barely kept his belt. He's dusted the whole division.
He's walked through everybody. So that's why I don't know if it's that he gets it right away or if they're gonna have him fight somebody else just because of maybe he needs to heal up a little bit and rest. I don't know. I think he
just needed some more time to rest.
If mentality-wise, Merab would go in there tomorrow. But in terms of his health, he needs a few months.
Imagine. I don't know. I know this is completely different because it's not throughout a year. But if you had to sit there as like, all right, so let's say a group of people wanted to jump you. Mm-hmm. And they're like, wait, one-on-ones. And you beat the first 3 niggas. Easy. Washed them.
Yep.
That 4th one might be difficult.
Yeah.
You know, like that. Even if you know you could beat them or maybe one of them that you washed came back. I don't know.
I'm going to put it to you this way. Same situation. You could fight those first 3 easy.
Yeah.
Easy. The 4th one is a little bit more difficult than the first 3. That fifth one is easy, but because of that fourth one, you're not the way you were with those first three. So now that fifth one is a little bit more harder than you expected. That's what I think we're at right now. I think that Merab can beat Yan, as we've already seen him do. I think if you have this rematch to get, I think he does better than he did this time. Give him some time to recover, put him back in there, have them both be healthy. Crazy. And I think we have one of these situations where, like, you know how sometimes you'll have, out of 10 fights, this fighter wins most of the time. No. I think this is one where, like,
he reaches his limit.
It really depends. Like, I think this is their back and forth. This is their yin and yang. This is the whole thing. Where, like, I don't know who I don't know.
He like reached his limit in a sense where, like you want to stay active.
Yeah.
I think you want to not have any rust. But then I think he just tapped into, like, okay, now I overworked.
Yeah.
You know, like UFC 5 when you pass the
do too much.
You pass the peak. You know, when you're like in shape.
Yeah.
You pass peak to like I don't know what goes after because
I think it's overworked.
Overworked.
Overtrained.
Yeah. I think that's where, like, you're training all those that whole year throughout all those camps.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
And you're going through all that, and I don't know if it's true, but apparently he went through a whole 5 rounds right before the fight too. Because he did the same thing on his previous fight too.
Wait, he did that?
He sparred a whole 5.
He did that this one too?
This one too.
What's good with this thing? Like, how you gonna have a fight and then you go do a 5-round fight the same day?
Weight cuts the old way, which apparently is the more difficult way. He then does rounds before he then goes into the actual fight. There's a lot of things that Merab does that makes no sense to me that I think.
So your last 2 fights, you fought 10 rounds.
10 rounds each
day.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. Within, like, maybe a few hours of each other.
Bro, how about you don't do that and we can?
Maybe we don't do that. Maybe we chill.
Keep it at 3.
We warm up, light jog.
You know you're in shape.
Maybe some jump rope, some light, some easy.
Yeah, go for
shadow boxing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Something nice and get that heart rate up.
Full
crazy
fight.
Bro, because that's the thing, is it's also like it's like high pace. Like it's not like he's just like going through motions. It's like high pace.
Sparring is literally just fighting.
Bro, he makes no sense to me, bro. I just think that he needs to figure it out. Like, he needs to figure out, like, a way to relax that isn't training, I think, and then just kind of get back to it. But it's the same thing that Volkanovski did, where it was like, bro, you did too much. You were showing up late, or late notice or whatever, pulling into fights that, like, you had no business being in. You did too much. You bit off way more than you could chew. Icarus flying close to the sun. Now explain, you see, this is the whole thing.
Icarus flew too close to the sun.
He's doing way too much.
Yeah.
He got too excited, and now look where you got him. So I feel like with Merab,
overdid it.
Take a few months. Maybe this is what we see in, like, April or something like that. We get a nice little rematch, because if we have Sean and Song Yadong fighting, I think in like January or February or something like that, maybe this will happen in like March. And then after that, then maybe Sean gets a title shot, because he's sitting at 3, so he does not like he has to really. If he is able to win, he gets to hold the spot. So he's there. He just has to make sure he maintains, I guess.
Right.
So we'll see what happens with that. All right, in the middle of the card. Damn. This one was sad to me, I'm not going to lie. Another one that I lost that I expected to go another way. Henry Cejudo versus Peyton Talbot.
Yeah,
Peyton Talbot
man.
Dusted Henry Cejudo.
Yo, crazy.
Dusted him.
How you out-grappled a gold medalist?
Bro, he was so hyped. Every takedown he got, he just looked at the camera like, you all saw that? Like, I just did that, bro. Shout out to him. Like, yo, you can't say anything else, but shout out to Peyton Talbot. Like, amazing performance. That dude put on just a show, a clinic,
He
bro.
reminds me of someone I know.
Why do you know so many people, bro?
He reminds me of, like,
someone from Salem. There's 7
Salem
Peyton.
is such a diverse place. That's why.
Salem got 7 Peyton Talbots, bro. Same tattoos and everything.
Facts. Yeah, man.
They're just friends.
That was hilarious, bro. It's like, nah, I think they're just friends.
Oh,
it's like,
nah.
He's
They just hang out. It's cool. Yeah, Peyton Talbot really just put on the work on Henry Cejudo, and we all knew it was Henry Cejudo's retirement fight before he went in. He already let the people know, win, lose, or draw. This is gonna be my last one.
Bro,
he went out a dog.
Bro, his face was fucked up.
Yeah.
To go out like retirement fight and your face busted
but he
like
went
that.
through a car crash for sure.
It looks it's like, yeah, I think this is definitely time to retire.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things of like you know that they're gonna go out on their shield, and this is the one where he was like, I'm gonna go out on mine, and he did it the right way. I think the fans respect Henry Cejudo on the way out. I think a lot of people give him a lot of smack talk online. They give him a lot of shit. He gets a lot of shit because he's cringy as shit. Like he's just an uncomfortable human being sometimes. Some of his takes are like,
so I
Henry.
never really watched his iPod, his freaking
podcast, his iPod.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking
you do 3 of them, and you're. How many iPods a week are you on?
So yeah, I don't really watch his podcast, but I've never seen his cringy side.
It's one of those things. Is more so like not on his podcast, like him on Twitter, or he'll literally walk into an interview and just start talking. Like, look, say the UFC fight just happened. Like he's in the back room and they're interviewing over there. He'll just walk in the middle of the interview and just start saying crazy stuff. Press conferences, the way he kind of like talks smack, all these things. So it's not like you have to.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, it's not like you have to look for it. He's just there. If he's around, it's just like, here you go.
Get
and
the
you're
fuck
like,
out of here, Henry.
I would say beforehand, a lot of people was like that. I think recently people kind of started warming up to him. And the moment any of these guys start retiring, I think everybody is like, all right, we'll put the hate aside for a little bit. We'll give you your flowers. And I think that's one of these moments. One thing I will note that I just like, it made me feel weird at the end of it, the whole thing. It was like Peyton Talbot, super excited for him. He got a crazy win. He beat a legend, a crazy name on the resume. Let's see what's next for this young, hungry up-and-comer. Henry Cejudo, beaten, battered, and bruised, all bloodied in the whole 9, on his knees, basically asking Dana White, some would say begging, for the bonus. And I feel like
saw that.
it made me feel sad. I'm like, you shouldn't have to ask. Like, you're Triple C. You're one of the staples of the sport. You're one of the only
for a bonus
double champ that held both titles.
Like, bro, you have a podcast with Kamaru Usman.
I don't know, man.
You should be making money.
No, but that's what you would do. That's what you hope.
Please, it's my last fight, please.
Like I just and it kept getting posted afterwards because people were like, "Oh, that's a little." Because I felt it was weird. So I love when that happens. When like you know what it is when you're like, I've never had an original thought in my life where you see like either you think something or you see something and you're like, and then afterwards you see on like social media a bunch of people had the same thought. You're like, all right, I feel vindicated. People also agree with me. It was that. I saw Henry Cejudo covered in blood on his knees asking his boss for a bonus. And everybody else on Twitter was like, it's kind of fucked up. Because it was. Like, it made me uncomfortable. It was like, damn, Henry, you could have did that in the back or something, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's on the way out. It's a bad look.
Like,
like,
bro,
you're supposed to
honor you and your retirement. You put your gloves down.
They gave him the package and everything. They showed him the whole thing of Henry from young Henry to now. Like, look at all the championship, look at the gold and all the stuff. And he's over here like, let me get the 50K. Like, 50K? Like,
50K, nigga. I thought you was all right. You've been in this game a while.
The part that gets me, and it's so hard when you're watching the sport, is that like these guys are like, yo, Dana, let me get that 50K. He's like, nah, maybe we'll see. And then you'll see Dana White on a podcast like, I was gambling $2 million the other day at Baccarat. You're like, you were gambling their paychecks.
Yo,
what's wrong with you?
Literally.
Like, every time fighter pay comes up, I'm like, it's a very complex issue. I don't know how these guys get paid. I don't know where the numbers are at. But all I see are these guys asking their boss for money, and then their boss spending an insane amount of money gambling at multiple casinos.
So, we'll see about it. And just go off and just gamble it all the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Like at one point you're like, I don't know, man. Like, how do you respect this? Like, I don't know.
Damn, sorry, Henry. I just lost $2 million.
I don't got it, bro.
Playing fucking dice.
I got you with $30. That's all I got in my pocket right now, my G.
Like, oh man,
it's so bad, bro. But yeah, I just like, I don't know. It left a bad image on my screen afterwards. I was like, that. On to the next fight. I can't even. What just happened?
That wasn't honorable to like go out that way.
Yo, it was so funny to me because it's like, all right, shout out to you, like, because they do it afterwards. Like after the fight happens, like they interview the winner, and then afterwards they'll go to the guy who's retiring. They're like, you had an amazing career. It's an honor to call your fights. Here's your package of us showing you how much we love and adore you. Here's the legacy you leave behind. Fantastic. And then it's, Dana, can I get 50 G? It's like, oh, man, you can't. To do that in the back, man, we don't got to see it. Like, bro. I don't know, man. But shout out to Henry. Some of the stats: gold medalist. So shout out to him for representing the USA.
Yeah.
Gold medalist, 2 weight class division champion, and defended both belts in both divisions at the same time. One of 4. I think there's like 11 or something double champs. So one of 4 to hold both belts and defend both belts. So that's
impressive.
That's super impressive. So like, shout out to Henry Cejudo. An amazing career. I'll tell you this, Melvin, what, this camera, right? Henry, I need you. This one? I bet. There we go. Henry, I better not see you in the octagon in like 8 months talking about I got the itch again. I don't want to. I hate when they do that, bro.
I hate that
when the fighters retire and they get the whole thing. Here's your flowers, send off. You're done. You're done. You don't get to do it again. Don't come back.
Who's dude that like?
Jose Aldo.
Jose Aldo
has 7 retirements.
Yo, bro.
They're like, yo, but we didn't retire him in Rio.
He was like inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Yo, bro.
And then unretired. It's like, oh, what are you? It's done. Like
it would be funny because I feel like we would see the fight announcement, have the argument of like, bro, why are you fighting again?
And he lost every fight.
Forget about it.
He comes back from retirement like, nah, I still got some in the tank, and loses like 4 fights in a row, then retires again.
We don't need to see it, bro. It was so funny to me because
went out sad that last one.
Dog,
the last retirement didn't look too like.
Yeah, the 4th retirement to me didn't do it. So I feel like I need you, once you put those gloves down and they give you the whole spiel, you're done. You're done. There's no more.
This is not off topic, but a little off topic.
Go ahead. That's what we do here.
Amanda Nunes.
Uh-huh.
How long until she retires again?
I think
because she's retired, about to come back now.
I think that this might be a one and done.
Okay.
Maybe, regardless of the outcome. I think this is a pure legacy, get my bag kind of like clout fight, and then she might be done. But I'm not
sort of like a John Jones Stipe.
Kinda, yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. If she wanted to, I do think that she still has the ability, the youth, and the whole 9 to be able to come back, have like 4 or 5 more fights, and then retire again if she wanted to. I think she may just take this paycheck and then just be on her way. Do I think that this paycheck is as big as some of the other fighters get for having like a return fight? No, but I think it's still going to be a fairly nice like. Yeah. This is another because she. I was just talking about Henry, one of the 4. This is one of the other 4. Double champ, defended both.
That's crazy.
Once she retired, they ended an entire weight division because she was gone. 145 for women is not there. That doesn't exist. Damn. She retired and that whole thing went away.
So all these girls got to cut weight now.
They all got to cut weight or they go somewhere else. Like, that's straight up what happened. It is what it is.
Fight with the niggas.
Yeah.
You 145, you 145, you damn near can fight with the yeah.
We'll circle back to that in just a moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah. I feel like with her, I think that this might be a one and done for her. I don't know. I'd be happy to see her keep going, but it comes to one of those situations where it's like, who is she gonna fight? What are the names? Do we have them? I don't think so.
Pantoja. Let's get to that point where you just
they gotta intermingle, bro. They gotta figure it out. All right, and then to wrap up UFC 323, the fight that opened up the card, Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov, ended in a draw. Decent fight, nothing too crazy, but Jan Blachowicz, boy, 40-something, just, I think, lost 3 or 4 in a row. This one was a draw. What are we doing?
I'm not a fan of draws.
No.
There's a lot of...
another one. Go again.
There's a lot of things that go into play during a fight. You can figure out... Actually... One of the judges scored him 29-28. It was 28. Was it 28?
Yeah, we saw that. It was like 28-29, 28-29, and one of them was 29-28. We were like, wait a minate. If you have 2 of them that are the same, and then one of them is not. 3
judges. 2 of them are... Majority draw?
Yeah.
I think this nigga won. I think that's called a split decision. That's what I thought.
We were looking at it. We were looking at the screen like, maybe we don't know what we're doing, but I don't think they know what they're doing either.
It's like 2 out of 3 judges had him winning, and it was a draw. I don't get it.
I don't know, man. I think I was saying this beforehand when we were like making our picks for it. Where like I was saying like Jan Blachowicz is good enough to kind of like stop people, but like sometimes it's just not good enough.
It's just like he won, but I didn't like his performance.
He met somebody who did the exact same thing that he did. They were both just good enough. No one was better at it, so nobody won. And I feel like that's crazy. I don't know what to do with him at this point. Jan Blachowicz, I feel like he's going to be one of these gatekeep fighters. I feel like
he's a gatekeeper for sure.
He's gonna be I don't see him going for no title belt. Even with Alex moving up, unfortunately, I just feel like Jan Blachowicz is like, unless he has a resurgence where he starts dusting people, I don't know.
It gotta be like
2 KOs and he's back in there.
Yeah,
two good like
if Alex goes up, Yuri becomes champion.
Yeah,
and here comes
But even then, I wanted to see Jan versus Alex again. Like I felt like that was something that I wanted to see him work his way back up to doing. But boy, he just nope.
After that performance, I don't know.
Yeah, no. But yeah, overall, I would say UFC 323 to be the last pay-per-view of the year / ever. Still don't know. I give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. The only reason I give it an 8 out of 10, I would even say like 8.5 out of 10. Only reason I would do that is because the Pantoja fight I had, that was the one for me.
Yeah, I needed that one.
Merab and Yan for me was like very exciting and everything like that. But man, I love a Pantoja fight, and him versus Joshua Van I thought was going to be a war.
I was expecting a war there, and that's what I was looking forward to the most.
In the fact that it was like,
as much as Merab is a beast, I was kind of tired of seeing him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just saw him.
Yeah. 5 times in a year is
I'm looking forward to Van.
Unless you're Waldo.
Yeah, Waldo.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
There's nothing more special than having the Dominican flag and you're just like going crazy when he knock out.
It's so funny, bro. It's so funny. I think that was the one that me and you both were like most excited to see, just because like Pantoja is such a scrapper, bro, and Joshua Van, like every fight so far has been really exciting. So like that one was one that we had a lot of high hopes for. So the fact that what was it, minute 30 or whatever, broken elbow or whatever, dislocated elbow.
One of my 3 favorites. I said it before: Pantoja, Sarukian, Topuria.
It's pretty solid. It's a solid I don't know who. Charles Oliveira. I don't know, man. Yeah. There's too many people.
Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway.
I feel like I know, right?
Fight each other, like.
Bro, that one is gonna be one where I'm just gonna like have to like look away from the screen because I'm just like gonna lose my mind because I don't know who. I think I lean more towards Charles Oliveira. I think for me, I think I lean more.
Fight,
I think I lean more Charles. I just see too many weapons. I think that like Max has like volume, but Charles has like power.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. But then there's also the grappling. So there's a lot of things. Anyway, we wanted to circle back.
Oh.
Do we want to talk about it? Do we not want to talk about it?
Let's talk about it, man.
Let's talk about it.
Let's freaking talk about it.
So UFC 323 had a lot of epic moments that came out of it. We have now new champions in 2 weight divisions, has fully shaken the entire demographic of the UFC. We have a whole bunch of new matchups that could be made, a whole bunch of new champions that could be crowned. There's so many different avenues we can go. Yet the biggest story so far that has come out of there is Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Jamal Hill.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Question mark?
Yeah, what?
Yeah. So
mingling.
This is gonna be rough because we're still piecing together everything. We're recording this on like a Tuesday, so this is fresh from Saturday.
Fresh.
We're still getting everybody posting their things on social media and whatnot. But this is basically what we get out of Saturday. We get this clip that just shows it looked like someone hiding a phone as best as they could, just getting the audio footage from these two arguing with each other. And all you can hear is basically Jamal Hill threatening Joanna Jędrzejczyk, basically saying, like, if you touch my girl, I'm going to knock you the fuck out.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, whoa. What are we talking about here? And then, at least on my timeline, we get that audio clip on Saturday. I want to say either Sunday or Monday, we get Joanna then post a video that's basically like her basically saying like, listen, I know I'm a strong woman and I'm not going to be like put in situations to get put in a box and put in a corner like that. I don't want to see other women get put in a corner like that. I will not allow things like that to happen in front of me. As of right now, this case is closed. I no longer want to address it. I'm good. And I was like, That's a weird way to word those things, but okay. And then we pivot to Jamal Hill being like, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. And it's him on his podcast, like 7-minute clip explaining the timeline of their entire situation.
The entire history of knowing each other.
It's so funny to me. Yeah. Basically with him is he goes from the beginning. Apparently, a while ago, like years ago, he found himself with Joanna at some event or something like that. And he was trying to spit game, trying to do his thing. You know what I'm saying? He was shoot. And he was trying to do, whatever. It didn't go the way that he thought it would go. Apparently, she was a little bit, like, the communication wasn't 100% there. The vibes weren't vibing.
Yeah.
So the energy he was getting from her wasn't what he thought. He was like, I should keep pursuing, so I'm going to take my vibe and I'm going to go somewhere else. So he was like, all right, I'm going to evacuate from the situation. Apparently, they still are DMing back and forth. Nothing crazy, but
congrats, champ. And little things like
happy
that.
Birthdays. And, shout out to yous and all those little things. And then they basically meet up again in person at UFC 323. Now, this is after their awkward encounter of him trying to spit game and things not, but it seemed like things were fine in terms of DM wise afterwards. It seemed like they were cool. So he goes up to her. He's like, yo, what's up, shorty? How you doing? How are things? Shout out to you, champ. Good to see you. And she's just like, don't come over here with all that player nonsense. She's like, I don't know how you do things over here in the U.S., but over in Poland, we don't play that. I'm a gangster. I'll mess you up. And he didn't say it, but the vibe I was getting, the way he was explaining the conversation, kind of sounded like I don't know if it was true, but it sounded like she was lit and agitated. You know what I'm saying? That's the energy.
There's also a piece that's missing here in the middle of this where they link up for, I don't know if it was another event or something, but they get seated at a same table, and it's Jamal Hill with his girlfriend.
Ooh.
And that's how she knows. That's why she mentions the girlfriend.
Yep.
Sitting with the girlfriend, and then there's her on the other side. They're cordial, whatever. But I think after that, and the reason she brings that up is that you're trying to be a little player. You was trying to hit on me.
Oh, well,
you had a girl the whole time.
Okay.
And in my country, we don't play that shit. We gangsters. She literally verbatim.
We're from Poland.
We from Poland. We gangsters.
Big Poland. We big Poland out here.
It's okay.
My fault.
My fault. No player shit going on in Poland, apparently.
Yeah. So according to Jamal, he was like, I'm confused because she wouldn't tell me outright why she's hating on me right now. I didn't know what I did.
She was jealous.
This is where I'm confused by the whole thing. In terms of timeline, I don't know when Jamal was with his girl. I don't know when he was talking to who. So with that whole thing, I don't know. Maybe she was also confused on the timeline. Maybe she was like, well, you were flirting with me here and trying to do your thing over here, but then I meet you with your girl. How long were you with this girl? Who knows?
Yeah.
The part that gets me and I found to be so funny is him. Again, the audio clip we get is from them backstage at UFC 323. And it's him saying, if you put your hands on my girl, I'm going to knock you the fuck out.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. His girl wasn't at UFC 323.
She wasn't there.
So,
and that's why her bringing that, I'm going to beat up your girlfriend, the one that he sat with the other day. I'm going to beat your girlfriend up and I'm going to beat you up. Threatens Jamal Hill.
And
he kind of responds in a way where, if you ever hit my girl, I will knock you out.
This is beyond my pay. This is way above me. I don't know how. You guys tell me in the comments how you feel about this. Crazy. What is the math on this?
What's the math on UFC fighters?
So his girl, I'm assuming civilian.
Civilian, I would assume.
I don't know any sort of MMA background.
But she might die.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
in a fight with this
I'm gonna go civilian. Joanna is a champion. All right, in her weight class, retired now, but champion nonetheless. So that's an elite caliber of fighter. Jamal Hill,
not
also
just a fighter,
yeah,
elite champion in the UFC fighter.
Yeah, Jamal as well. Yeah. You could argue the elite champion in his weight class as well. So I don't know if those two. I don't think that's fair. I don't know what.
It's not.
This is a cease and desist. I think we just need to all chill. Everybody needs to go back to their homes and just relax. Because, I don't know how you make that puzzle work, but I don't think it does, bro. I don't think I don't think Joanna's allowed to fight the girl. I don't think she's allowed to fight her. I don't think Jamal's allowed to put any hands on anybody. Look,
it's such crazy situation.
I think we should all just relax. But I think it's so funny
relax.
that like my feed has been filled to the brim
Yeah.
with nothing but this. And I'm like, guys, Pantoja broke his whole shit.
Did you guys not see the last card?
The last card was insane. No one's
I
talking
haven't
about.
heard of Jamal Hill since.
I haven't seen an Ebo clip in a minute.
Yeah.
Like, there was so much that happened on Saturday, and this is what we're talking about. It's crazy to me.
Right?
I think it's so funny,
Takes
bro.
away from the whole card.
But that's the thing that you see when it comes to like when we were talking about this with the whole like WWE of like, I guess how do we want to word it? Take over. They're not taking over, but that vibe of them and the showmanship over the UFC, like people still gravitate to that nonsense.
Yeah.
Like people still care about those little things. Like Ilya, the moment people found out that it was like, oh, it could be a divorce, that was all of it. Nobody was like talking about, all right, so like let's plan ahead for the next couple fights if he's going to be off doing this thing over there on the side. Everybody was like, what's going on with the divorce? It's like, guys, are we really?
People, everybody just likes drama and like,
Everybody, bro.
You heard these guys.
That's why. It's a whole thing of like.
Sean Strickland pulled the gun out. Everybody likes the craziness on the side. That like,
dog, it's so funny to me because it makes for like exciting television for sure, but like at the same time, it's like. Are other sports like this? Like I feel like you do get some stuff here and there, but I feel like it's rare that you hear like I don't know drama like this.
Those are wild for like even like the basketball shit. But like it's like you guys are talking about too much about this gambling shit. Get back to the basketball.
Get back to the.
You're like please. Talk about Chauncey Billups for fucking a month. I'm like damn.
Yeah, I do see that actually. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Little dramas and stuff like that.
I mean, I guess it's weird because it's like. It's a sport. Every day there's technically something new, or every time that the sport happens is something new, I should say.
Yeah.
Like, but even without every single week, like every time we do this pod, we usually have some sort of news to bring up.
There's always
some sort of tidbit that pops up throughout the week, even if there isn't a fight happening. I just feel like this is going to be a weird situation for a little bit. Then it'll fizzle out. We'll go right back to the fights, and then. Bro,
what if they run into each other again? What are we doing? Like,
I think security is gonna separate them. I think
like,
at this
y'all
point,
can't even be at the same event now.
Imagine Jamal Hill getting jumped by a bunch of Polish people at a UFC event, the same way that Dylan Dennis got by Dagestan.
Gets jumped by a bunch of like Polish girls.
All I'm saying is,
what if he gets like a group of Polish girls?
We were talking about him earlier. Jan Blachowicz was like, "Hey, yo, bud." We could do this the nice way. We could do this like that's
his people.
That's his people. That's Polish power right there. He respects Joanna Jędrzejczyk. They're Polish camp. So like he was like, yo,
he's conflicted. He's like, damn, he's always been nice to me, but
he's like, if you want to talk that, we can either do this in the cage or we can do this outside.
Honestly, he should keep shit player.
I think honestly, I
should look into it. It's kind of like, nah, I gotta stay out of this because this is definitely on some like.
I'll tell you this,
girls just being jealous because.
I think it's a good move on Jan Blachowicz to put his foot in there because he beats Jamal Hill and it's like, all right.
You're so right.
Shout out to Jan
That's so marketable, bro.
Yeah, Jan Blachowicz was like, hold on.
Keeps his career alive.
Yeah,
because then he fights Jamal Hill and they both kind of like in this little
limbo.
Yeah,
I think it's a smart play. You know, that's how you play the game, bro. You finesse, you play that chess. I think it's so funny, bro. I don't
know what I did. It's just like, bro, what did I say to piss you off?
I just think that the fact that this has been the biggest story, it just makes me so happy because I'm just like, bro, how do you? And he
still doesn't to this second doesn't understand why she's upset.
No. Someone in the comments let him know. Speaking of the comments, you let us know who wins the fight, Jamal Hill or Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another amazing episode of Uneducated MMA. As always, I am your host with the most, Wanderbred, and this has been the BMF champion of the world, REG. We will be back in a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, with the year-end episode, letting you know, I don't know, we're going to go over knockout of the year, submission of the year, best fighter of the year, our favorite fighter of the year, moment of the year. What other awards we can come up with? Let us know in the comments if you have any awards we want to kind of go over. I feel like there's like a top 5 awards that usually most people give out. Fighter of the year, knockout of the year, submission, moment. It's another one we can throw in there.
Is your fighter of the year?
Fighter of the year is on there. We can do male and female, obviously.
Decision of the
Decision of the year is getting thrown in there. Waldo's winning 3 of them. Dominican of the year, just because Waldo's getting his own segment.
We can do the countries.
We could.
Brazilian of the year.
Nah, that would take way too long. Actually, no, it wouldn't, because I feel like when you really boil it down, there's only really like 4 or 5 that'd be like fight. Chama. Yeah, it's crazy. It's gonna be cool. We're gonna have that like weird period of like 2 weeks, before, like from this one to the next one, where I'm just gonna do that deep dive of the year and look back to see like what those moments were. Because even now, like, time flies. Like, I catch it every now and then when we're on these episodes, and I know you guys probably watch and you say the same thing. Like, there are times where I'll say like UFC 300 earlier this year. That was last year.
Yeah.
Like I do it often.
Flying,
it just skips where you like forget, because I was looking at the calendar. I was like, oh, it started off with 312 this year. I was like, stupid. Like,
crazy. There's been 12 events.
Yeah, I was like, it makes no sense.
Put the fight nights in between.
All the fight. If we can do fight night of the year. That'd be a good one.
That is a good one.
There we go.
Pay-per-view of the year.
Pay-per-view of the year, fight night of the year. All right, we got a couple cooking. But yeah, we're going to come back with an award show. And then after that, we're going to take a little bit of a holiday break, I'm going to call it. Well, you'll see us on other shows. You got to follow 806's show. Make sure to tune into Sunday Conversations. I heard rumors that there might be a heat check resurgence. It's been a little bit.
It gets spicy.
But yeah, just make sure you guys just check out the channels. Make sure you follow the content. We'll have something for you. I know the UFC is about to take this crazy 6-week break that we have to deal with every year.
That's depressing as hell in the middle of winter.
But we deal with it. You know, hey.
The darkest time.
Karate combat, bare knuckle.
Bro,
tap
in.
I
finally followed the page.
Tap in.
And it's been exciting.
Yeah. We got to make sure that we're looking into these. I feel like I want to see some crazy combat in the wintertime. We got to see some. Honestly, we're gonna find some crazy Russian stream of 2 dudes out in the snow, bare knuckle boxing by some hay or something like that. We'll figure it out. We're degenerates. We'll figure it out. But as always, Uneducated MMA on Twitter, Uneducated MMA on Instagram, YouTube. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Shout out to 806 The Show. Shout out to A Vibe Entertainment. Shout out to Nerd Gods. Shout out to Straight to the Point. Shout out to Solo Cup Saturdays. More podcasts that are in the local area. Reach out. We want to collab. We want to meet you guys. We gotta put you guys out on the map. We want to be on the map with you guys. We want everybody to know who we all are and kind of collab. I feel like it's pretty cool that I feel like every other day we're getting people popping up out of the woodwork that like I get followed and I look at their like geotag and I'm like, oh no way, this is out of Lowell, this is out of here. Yeah. It's all Massachusetts though. Can,
like fan bases can.
Yeah, we got a network, bro. We gotta share the love. I feel like it's gonna be dope. So yeah, you'll see us popping up on random episodes of random things and other than that, that's all I got. Hopefully Jamal Hill doesn't continue his actions and Joanna doesn't kill Jamal. Yeah. We will see. Other than that, peace.